Don't be afraid of technology. Don't be afraid to innovate. When it comes to business, don't be afraid to fail. Think of some of the great business leaders of all time. They failed repeatedly until they got it right. It's better to try new technology, see if it's going to help you, fail fast if you have to, but then move on to the next thing that is going to help you. You're eventually going to get to that right technology that's going to be just magic and make everything better for your firm. My name is Jeff Krause, and I'm a legal technology consultant, I guess is the shortest way to say it. But it's a little more than that. I've been doing this for 26 years, and kind of the tagline I've used for the last 10 years or so is to say that I help other lawyers choose the right technology and use it the right way. It really means a lot because I think back to the previous recipients, and when I accepted the award today, I talked about that because there are just so many people on that list of recipients who mean a lot to me in a variety of ways. I mean, they are colleagues and mentors and longtime friends, and to be included on that list was just amazing. I also told the story today about the inaugural recipient of the Lederer Award was Ross Kodner, and Ross got me started doing this. You know, he spoke to my law school class way back when, and it just struck me how passionate he was and how much he loved what he did. And when after a few years of practicing law, I called him because it just seemed like the right thing at the right time to do that, and never looked back from that. So yeah, the list of past recipients just means so much to me, and being included on that is, I mean, it's, I also said today it's like almost like a Lifetime Achievement Award, and that's what it feels like. Well, first of all, I would strongly advise them to come to this conference, right? And I think a lot of them who are watching this may already be here, but I would strongly encourage them to come to this conference because it's much more than maybe much more isn't the right way to put it. It is so different, but also much more than any other conference anywhere. This conference is, so many of the people who come to this conference have just been coming for years. That, I mean, I think I was part of this conference before it was even this conference. But, you know, but some of the same people that I knew back then, like 2007, 2008, they're still coming to this. I see them every year. So it's a community. And you know, every year that I come to this, I'm catching up with these old friends and making new ones. But that's not the only thing. That's what makes it so much fun to come to this. But what's so great about this conference is you can learn things here you can't get at any other conference, right? So many of the CLE you can take online. Or another conference you could go to will be very substantive in nature, and that's wonderful, right? You do bankruptcy or criminal, it's great to focus in on those things, but the sessions we offer here that teach you how to run your business or be a better leader for your team, or just be profitable rather than just doing this for years, working long hard hours and not making any money at it. We offer different sessions here that you can't get anywhere else, and I think that's why everyone should attend this at least once to experience that, and I almost guarantee you'll come back. But this conference again, it's the networking that you get to do. Again, I have just longtime friends who have made it this conference, and I get to see them every year. Now, I don't practice, right? I do tech for other lawyers, but I can imagine that if I was still practicing and I was a solo, having this community of people that I can, maybe they do the exact same law, the type of law that I do, I can reach out to them at some point. If you ever handled a case like this, I'm not sure where to turn. But also that network of, I don't do this type of law, but I know someone who can help you. Because I have this community sort of behind me, and I've known this person for years, and I know that they're as passionate about being a solo and small attorney as I am, and that's what that community means. Again, even though I don't practice, I can see that around me as I see other attendees here. They have that community of people that just, it's almost like a resource or even a family in certain ways. There's a really strong sense of community here. Yeah, so obviously technology has been a part of the practice of law now for, well, really forever. I mean, whether it was, the latest in books or bookshelves or whatever it was, hundreds of years ago. But, I joined this field. I graduated law school, and frankly, graduated high school, was born, I guess, at the right time, where, technology just started to sort of take over the world. And, interestingly, lawyers were always a bit behind, right? My grandfather practiced a certain way. Why should I change that? But at a certain point, in the 90s, when I was in law school, that changed to the point where lawyers, I need to do this, and we need to figure out how, but they didn't know how. So it was kind of the right place at the right time for me to, all of a sudden there's this huge market of people who need help with something that I know about. But specifically with regard to solos and smalls, they were even in a more difficult position because these larger firms could afford the technology, and they could even afford to make mistakes. They just had the money to do it. But if you're a solo or a small firm attorney, you can't afford to make a technology mistake. So being part of this community and helping these solo and small firm attorneys compete with those big firms, I don't know if it will ever level the playing field, but it certainly goes a long way to doing that. You can use technology to make your practice so much more efficient, profitable, and again, it's going to improve not just your practice and the way you help clients, but your own quality of life if you can do those things. So it's just been sort of that perfect timing and intersection for me has really worked to my benefit, and I hope to the benefit of some of the people I've helped over the years. Well, I would say the biggest opportunity and the biggest challenge is probably the same thing, and that's, what does AI mean for us? Because in one sense, it's an opportunity to further allow solo and small firm attorneys to compete with larger firms and be more productive, get more things done in less time. And but is there a danger in that? If we allow AI to help us so much, do we start losing some of the skills that we have? And I'm not even getting into some of the crazy scenarios, Terminator or Cyberdyne or something like that. But in a certain way, it is it's a massive opportunity, but also a big threat. We just don't know where it's going to go, and even if that threat is simply someone at home being able to hop on the internet, ChatGPT, and say, draft a will for me, does that threaten us? Because I think a lot of the same people that would do that would otherwise go to a solo or small firm attorney to have that done. I just don't know how it's going to work out. I really don't. There almost could be some backlash against AI. I just don't know. But that's certainly, if we do it the right way, it seems like an incredible opportunity to kind of extend that ability to compete where it's otherwise difficult. One of the things that has been on my mind is, I've been involved in this conference now just forever. And while it is wonderful to have all of the same people here year after year, I would also like to get the word out that this is a great resource for younger attorneys, right? I think younger attorneys, I know everything about technology. I don't really need to go to this conference and learn about that. But I doubt they know everything about running a business, which is a lot of the sessions here. We've had just great sessions this year on everything from communicating to how to implement a technology project. And I mean, these are things you can't get anywhere else, and I'm sure you don't know everything. I would love to see some more younger attorneys here. And I would love to, in fact, see this conference start doing something where perhaps we reach out to law schools and maybe have some scholarships for law students to attend. I'd like to get some younger faces here start making new connections, but also to carry on this conference, years from now when I won't be here.